Pininfarina is all about love. It's about the love of the details, it's about the love of cars.
We believe that we really created an icon. An absolute beauty on four wheels with the Battista.
Absolutely stunning design, amazing performance.
For me, this car is a driving piece of art.
What you see here is just the very beginning of the story, and it's a story that hopefully will last long. Today is a very special day because we are here presenting for the first time in the US Battista. That is the realization of a dream not only for the people that is involved into this kind of project, but it's the realization of the dream of Battista, that was the founder of Pininfarina in 1930, and the dream of Anand Mahindra, that actually bought this company to make this thing come true about 3 years ago. This is a very, very powerful car.
We will have more than 1,900 horsepower, and it will accelerate quicker than an F1 car. It will need less than 2 seconds to go from 0 to 62 miles. For me, it's also a lot about the design and the look of this car, which is just stunning.
People instantly fall in love when they see the car. We give people an inspiration about electrification, beautification, about goals in life and making things happen. And we turned around the project in 12 months and put a car on stage, which has been unheard of. We are not a one-hit wonder. We're going to produce a lot of cars. This is the first. The next one is going to be a PF1 Vision concept, so people see there's more to come. It's a brand to fall in love with, it's a car to fall in love with, and build a long-term relationship.
Battista. And now,
at Pebble Beach and say, this is number 7, number 14, number 23.
It's a magic moment. The Battista hits New York downtown. You seen the video? That feels like Batman got a new car, doesn't it? Right?
1900 horsepower, exactly. And I guess, I don't know if I need to tell anything more about it, but it's really the truth. We have 4 e-motors, individual on each wheel, means full torque vectoring capabilities. We have a range of 450 kilometers, which is 280 miles. And now the good news, you don't need to wait 18 hours till it's charged. We have fast charge capabilities, so if a fast charger is around you, it takes just 25 to 40 minutes.
As a racing driver, for me, the most special and enjoyable thing is the controllability. The best combustion engines in the world have a delay, they have a misfire, and you don't get exactly what you want. In this car, you will put the throttle to 20% and you get exactly that. And this is something that makes it a lot more controllable and enjoyable to drive.
We worked a lot on getting a car that is very sexy, so inspired by the cars that Pininfarina designed in the 60s. So you can see, maybe you can feel it and touch it as well if you want it. We worked a lot with curves and a balance between curves and nerves that are coming out of the shape to create something that is absolutely stunning to look at. The most important line of the car is this one that starts in the front and runs towards the side and creates an effect in the back with those 2 wings.
So today actually was a big honor to be invited here to present, because the topic that we had today is a topic that is very dear to my heart, and this is sustainable luxury. And you know, when you combine luxury and sustainability, you're almost trying to combine 2 poles that are somehow a little bit of an opposite, because luxury is all about extreme performance. And the more extreme we go in performance, the more difficult it is to kind of have negative consumption effects under control. And what I love about Pininfarina is that there's a very, very clear focus on being the leader in luxury and at the same time the leader in sustainability. You know, maybe reflecting on what I was presenting, I think one of the most important things when we talk about luxury is that we have a love relationship between a consumer and the brand. And this love relationship works like any other love relationship. It has to be nurtured, it has to be ignited, and it has to be kind of maintained over time. And what I love about Pininfarina is that Pininfarina is all about love. It's about the love of the details, it's about the love of cars, and the whole history of Pininfarina was always about creating the best kind of car shapes in the world. And what I find fascinating now is now we take all this heritage of creating some of the best car designs in the world, we put it into one product with a very innovative drivetrain and very innovative technology, and create something that was not there before. So Pininfarina is more than 90 years of design excellence. And if I speak design excellence, to me as someone who has so much passion for cars and passion for luxury, I don't think that there's any other car brand that compares to it, because Pininfarina has designed some of the most valuable cars in the world, some of the best Ferraris, some of the Maseratis, and other cars that when you look in auctions today, that they get millions and millions, and they don't get millions because of the car brands that Pininfarina designed for, but because of the iconic design that Pininfarina gave them.
Well, design is one key element, obviously. I think you would be hard-pressed to find a car that matches the beauty of the Battista. But then, obviously, what sets it completely apart technically is that this is the first ever fully electric hypercar. A car with 1,900 horsepower that is powered by electricity only. Right, some of my favorite features are, first and foremost, when you want to get into the car, you open these doors, these gull-wing doors that are actually where one hinges on the roof of the car. And when the doors open, it kind of looks like a falcon is spreading its wings. So an absolute piece of beauty here as well. The other thing is, as you enter the car, while this is a hypercar, still it's relatively easy to get into this car. You don't have to be a super sportsman in order to get in and out of the car. That has to do with the structural integrity of how this car is built. And then finally, when you sit in the car, everything is centered around the driver. So you feel like in a cocoon, and with the car that we're presenting here, this cocoon even has a different color than the passenger seat, so it's a bicolor, something that, to my knowledge, no one has ever done before in this form, and the entire cockpit wraps around you, so you as a driver are in the driving seat quite literally here in this car. I think one of the most important pieces is that we really combine the history of a legendary design brand, a legendary Italian design house with 90 years of experience next year, with ultimate technology that is at the that is pushing the envelope when it comes to automotive technology. A fully electric car with 1,900 horsepower. I don't think that there is any other manufacturer out there that currently offers this, but this in combination with the heritage and the design of Pininfarina, this is absolutely unrivaled out there, this offer.
It all started more or less in November 2017 when we decided that the first product of Automobili Pininfarina should have been a hypercar. We all believe that we should start from a very high-end Halo car, to be able to come down a little bit with the future product. So what you see here is just the very beginning of the story, and it's a story that hopefully will last long. And the dream started with some sketches, with some ideas on a piece of paper, like we usually do on a design phase, and it went on and on with developing with 3D models, with virtual models, with engineering checks and all this kind of thing until the thing that you see behind me right now. It is the modern incarnation of all the biggest Pininfarina value in design. Okay, so we always talk about purity. Actually, pura is the name of our design philosophy. What does it mean? It means it is related to the extreme simplicity of the design, just having one or two lines that are defining the object that you're looking at from the first side. Definitely, I don't know if it will influence other vehicles, but it will influence Automobili Pininfarina vehicles. Definitely, yes. Because as I said before, this is just the starting point of a story that hopefully will last long. And we will always keep very strong the design philosophy that we have. So what you see here will influence the other cars in their sexiness, in their way that the shapes are treated in a very soft way. We want to put together the beauty of the cars of the 60s with the modernity of technologies that are cutting edge right now. So this is something that will give us an inspiration for future products as well. Actually, we had already some kind of previews, private, of course, with the American customers. And for me, I was really surprised by how receptive the American market was, because I think probably around the world the American market is the one that is most electrified and is most ready to this kind of new technology. And on one side, we were happy to have automotive enthusiasts to follow this car and to be interested in it. But on the other side, I was very happy to see even people that normally don't look at cars, but they look at this one because it's embracing a new technology, a new way of seeing the automotive product. So this is, for me, it was absolutely overwhelming and satisfying.
I think the most exciting part about this car is going to be the pure acceleration. We will have more than 1,900 horsepower, and it will accelerate quicker than an F1 car. It will need less than 2 seconds to go from 0 to 62 miles. But even though I'm the driver and the guy who's going to develop this car, for me it's also a lot about the design and the look of this car, which is just stunning. Even stationary here inside, I'm sure when we will see it outside in the natural light or even driving around it, it's going to be even cooler then. The car has been received very well so far wherever we went, but I would say that here in the US, because the electric market is much stronger here, people are more open about it, they are more looking forward to it, whereas in Europe they have a little bit of doubt, but when they see that, I think most of them fall in love. I think as a racing driver, my favorite feature on this car is the torque vectoring. We will have 450 horsepower on each single wheel, and we can tune them individually, so this torque vectoring is going to make drivability fantastic. And again, I have to say the design of the car, when I look at it, for me it's very important, because okay, I'm a race driver, but I love beautiful things, I like art, and for me this car.
Wow, I don't know how many I should tell you, there are hundreds of them. Let me take the three. Stunning design, absolutely stunning design, amazing performance, a 1900 brake horsepower. That's twice the performance of a Formula One car. 0 to 62 miles by the glimpse of an eye in 2 seconds, less than 2 seconds. Top speed beyond, what we say, 386 miles, way beyond that, probably around 240, 250 miles an hour top speed. Battery pack of 120 kilowatts. Charging time in less than 20-25 minutes. I think they make people in Fremont quite jealous. Sorry, Ellen. It's amazing. We're downtown here in Manhattan, Studio 525, and we have a crowd of people from musicians to artists to collectors to Wall Street journalists, and I have to say, it's amazing. People instantly fall in love when they see the car. People come back to you and say, hey, well done, I love that car. If I could just afford it, it's on top of my list. It's a life dream. I'm gonna work harder just to make sure one day I can buy this. That's amazing. I think we give people an inspiration about electrification, beautification, about goals in life, and making things happen. And we turned around the project in 12 months and put a car on stage, which has been unheard of. And I think it's encouraging that people see that and give you appreciation for what we have done. And it's a great team, and I'm very appreciating that the team actually worked pretty hard to make it happen tonight. So it's an amazing experience.